You're listening to The Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates. Sarah's out today. She'll be back with us hopefully soon. It is a fun day because we get to talk about camps today here on The Coffee Hour. And I am just elated to get to talk about camp because the sun is shining where I am recording today. And hopefully maybe it's shining where you are. Maybe you've got some snow on the ground too. But thinking about camp and summer opportunities at camp just always brightens my day, and looking forward to sharing these stories with you today about camp for youth and children and families, all kinds of opportunities, and some opportunities for young adults who might be considering summer staff as well. Thanks to Concordia University, Wisconsin for supporting the Coffee Hour. Find out more about Concordia University, Wisconsin at cuw.edu. Live uncommon. Well, joining me today is Bethany Andrews, Director of Engagement at Camp Lutherhaven in Albion, Indiana. Bethany, thanks so much for coming back on the Coffee Hour to share about camp.
Thanks for having me.
Well, let's head to Camp Lutherhaven in Albion, Indiana. Where is Albion, Indiana, for those who might not know where Camp Lutherhaven and Albion, Indiana are?
Yeah, we are about 45 minutes northwest of Fort Wayne, Indiana. That's our next closest largest city. So in the woods and farmland and lakes of Indiana.
And just beautiful, beautiful part of the country, the lake, the woods, it's all beautiful, and a great place to just step away from all the other things going on in our lives, just to have a change of pace for a little while and enjoy it. So how does Lutherhaven play a part in that Christian formation for children, youth, young adults, even families? How does Lutherhaven play a part in that Christian formation?
Yeah, we really strive to reach out with the love of Christ to all that come to camp. So that includes children, youth, families, young adults, and everybody in between. It's a place, it really is set apart, like you said. And so it is you have an ability to step away from life that you don't have necessarily at home or at church or in your day-to-day. But we are set apart, and we intentionally take that time to retreat and to enjoy time with the people we're with, as well as with God and in creation. Most importantly, that's one thing that camp has that is a really cool part of camp. We have the ability to go and be in the woods and see how God created the trees and how he provides for the animals throughout the year, and all those different types of things that we get to step away and see.
Yeah, he provides for the birds and I was thinking of, was it Matthew
6?
Yes, thank you, Matthew chapter 6. The birds that they don't sow or reap, but yet God provides for them. Wow, what great, you have like great examples right there of what we're teaching in Scripture. How does Camp Lutherhaven partner with congregations and families and parents, particularly when it comes to this Christian formation for children and youth?
Yeah, so camp is really a come out and be here for a set amount of time and then go home. We aren't with those people every day, day in and day out, but our goal really is to support what parents and churches are teaching, and to step in and provide a different atmosphere, a different way for kids to learn, and families and young adults and everybody, in a different environment for those short periods of time, but as a reinforcement of what is happening at home.
What's unique about Camp Lutherhaven?
Well, for starters, we have one of the only moose in Indiana. It is in the dining hall, and it is one of our fun traditions at camp that on a special day, such as your birthday, or if you lose a tooth or an anniversary, you get to actually kiss the moose. So that is one unique thing about camp. But we really strive to keep things simple and to really keep God at the center of everything we do. We do have, our camp is right on a lake, Lake Muncie, and so we get to experience lake fun, swimming and canoeing and kayaking and all that, as well as we have a lot of wooded area, and so we get to see a lot of different terrain at Lutherhaven. Yeah.
I know that the past year provided a lot of challenges for schools, congregations, and for camps too. I know it presented some challenges and made the summer very unique. And we're hoping that this summer will be better in terms of opportunities for youth and for teens, for children as well with camp experiences, and understanding that you're going to do your best to make make the best of whatever opportunities you have. What are you planning for this summer?
So right now we are planning to have our full youth camp schedule. As you said, things can definitely change, but as of right now, that is what we're planning. So keeping things simple this year, everything will take place on site like it did last year. No off-site excursions or anything like that. But it really gives us the opportunity for groups, for cabin groups and family groups, to get to know each other. And so campers get to spend more time with their counselors and with their cabin and really get to know those people and build those relationships, as well as experience different things at camp, like boating and archery and all the camp classics. So,
And I know that Camp Lutherhaven has a theme every summer. What's the theme for this summer 2021?
we do. And this year, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say yet because we haven't
Oh,
actually announced it.
oh, okay. Well, we can wait on that.
But
I don't want to burst the bubble here.
it will be good. I can tell you that we are going to be looking at loving our neighbors and changing the world. And so I'm very excited for that. And maybe based on that, you can figure out what story in the Bible we're looking at.
Well, very good. And so, how should we be watching for what is coming this summer? How should we be um, watching for? I guess the website, is that a good place to look?
Yeah, so actually today we just got up our summer schedule so families can go there and see what camps are being offered for what ages and when. And then come early February is when we will launch registration for Luther Haven. And so that's all done online. So again, the website, which is www.lutherhaven.org. That's where all the information will be. But if parents or anybody has questions, they're welcome to call our office as well. And we're happy to talk through anything with them.
And what are the age ranges for those who come to camp?
Yeah, we have our week-long camps are for first grade through high school. We have a variety of different camps, including a week dedicated just to high school students, which is a really awesome week. And then on weekends, we have camps for kindergartners as well as for families. And so anybody from age 0 through 99 or 100 can really come to camp at some point in the summer.
Wow, 99. That'd be, you know what? I want to do that. When I'm 99, I want to come to camp. That would be
Awesome.
awesome. That would be awesome. Um, we have, I think, enough time to take a look at what happens in a day of camp, and then also talk about. I know that you're still looking for some summer staff as well. Let's take a look at that. What happens in a typical day at camp, and then let's talk about who helps lead camp.
Yeah, so we start our day off actually with something called Polar Bear. So for those willing spirits, they get up at 7 o'clock and meet at the lake and take a quick dip in the lake to wake up. And then it's off to breakfast. And typically we follow breakfast with getting your cabin cleaned up, that kind of thing, and then heading straight into our morning devotion time, which is down at Ebenezer, which is one of our devotion sites on camp, where we sing and we praise God as well as hear a message about today's Bible study. And then it's straight into Bible study with cabin groups. And so the counselors actually lead that. And then after that, they go off and do activities around camp. So that could be archery, it could be group building, crafts, all of those fun things that you think of when you think of camp. Afternoons is lunch and then rest time. And then lake time for a lot of people. Jump in the lake in the afternoon, go swimming, and have fun that way with your cabin. Play some games, have some canteen, which is snack out of our canteen in the pavilion. Always a highlight of Campers Day. And evenings is dinner and evening activities. So that's where we play games like Capture the Flag or Eagle's Nest or Romans and Christians, anything, those big camp activities. And then evenings, we wind down again with canteen and evening devotions before everybody heads to bed. So we keep them moving throughout the day.
And so then when you finally get to bed at the end of the day, you are ready for some rest. That's for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
And, and and speaking of a busy schedule and those who are leading the schedule, tell us about what you're looking for in terms of summer staff for this year.
Yeah, so our summer staff is primarily comprised of high or college students or college age students, young adults who have a heart for Christ, as well as have a heart for teaching and leading kids. And so we have our summer staff counselors or our cabin counselors. So that might be what you think of initially. But then we also have people like our cooks and maintenance and the people who run the programs and our first aid coordinator, who is like the nurse for camp. So there's a variety of different activity or different positions for summer staff. It's not just a cabin counselor. If you have skills in lifeguarding or anything along those lines, there is a camp job somewhere for you, even at Lutherhaven. So.
And how do you find out about these summer camp positions and how to apply?
Yeah, so on our website, there is a tab that says summer staff, and that will give anybody who's looking for more information on summer staff direction. But we also work with the National Lutheran Outdoor Ministry Association. And so it is a collective of many camps, Lutheran camps across the United States. And we go through a recruiting process together and then try to help all those who are interested in working at a summer camp find the right position for them at a camp somewhere in the United States. So it's a really cool thing. It's one application, but it's 20 plus camps essentially. So
all over the United States. Yeah. That's really cool. So maybe if you're looking for Albion, Indiana as a destination to serve this summer at Camp Lutherhaven, that's one opportunity. But as you mentioned, there are over 20 camps across the country.
It's about 20. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but yeah, so it's many camps.
Yeah, and a lot like Camp Lutherhaven, yes, in that similar focus and mission for that opportunity to connect and reach out with the word of Christ. Well, Bethany, how can we find out more about Camp Lutherhaven? What's going on this summer? Point us to the website again one more time, if you wouldn't mind, please.
Yeah, the website is www.lutherhaven.org. And Facebook is another place to check. So those
excellent. Bethany Andrews, Director of Engagement for Camp Lutherhaven, Albion, Indiana. Thanks so much for being our guest on the Coffee Hour today.
Thanks for having me.
You're listening to the Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates.